In the words of David Goggins, the only thing in life that you can control is effort. Today, we dive into the life of this extraordinary man, David Goggins, a name that has become synonymous with resilience, determination, and unyielding willpower. But the man we admire today didn't always stand tall amidst adversity. The beginnings of this hero are rooted in hardship and struggle, in a life filled with poverty, prejudice, and physical abuse. Born in Buffalo, New York, Goggins was no stranger to adversity from a young age. His childhood was marred by violence and despair, a dark time he later described as a living nightmare. Goggins and his mother endured the wrath of an abusive father, their lives a constant battle for survival. The scars of this tumultuous upbringing ran deep, shaping the man Goggins would become. But the trials didn't end there. Goggins also grappled with learning disabilities that made school a battlefield of its own. He struggled to keep up with his peers, his progress hindered by a self-perceived lack of intelligence. And then, there was the obesity. Goggins found solace in food, his weight ballooning to nearly 300 pounds. The bleakness of his situation was overwhelming. He was stuck in a cycle of despair, facing a future that seemed devoid of hope. But even amidst this desolation, a spark of resilience flickered within Goggins. It wasn't bright, it wasn't strong, but it was there, a glimmer of the unbreakable spirit that would one day define him. In this darkness, Goggins found his strength. He discovered the power of effort, of relentless perseverance. He realized that while he couldn't control the circumstances of his life, he could control his response to them. He could control the effort he put into overcoming them. Goggins' initial circumstances could have easily broken him, but this was just the beginning of his journey. The hardships he faced served as the crucible for a transformation that would inspire millions around the world. A transformation from a victim of circumstance to a beacon of resilience, from a man defined by his past to a hero defined by his perseverance. In Goggins' eyes, you are stopping you. You are giving up instead of getting hard. David Goggins, a man who was once just an overweight exterminator, decided to take control of his life and enlisted in the military. His journey, though, wasn't a straight path paved with roses. It was a winding road, filled with grueling training, numerous failures, and setbacks. Goggins' transformation into a Navy SEAL, one of the world's most elite military units, was not an overnight success. It was a journey that required him to muster every ounce of his mental and physical strength. He had to push past his comfort zone, past his limits, and into the realm of the impossible. Remember, this was a man who at one point weighed almost 300 pounds and could barely run a mile. But he didn't let that stop him. He didn't let it define him. He chose to defy the odds, to defy his own limitations. He chose to become something more. Goggins' training was brutal, to say the least. It was designed to break even the toughest of men, to weed out the weak from the strong. But Goggins was not one to be easily broken. Even when his body screamed in pain, even when his mind begged him to quit, he pressed on, he persevered, he endured, and he failed. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. He failed his Navy SEAL training, but did he give up? No. He stood up, dusted himself off, and tried again, and again, and again, until he succeeded. That's the kind of determination, the kind of mental toughness Goggins embodied. He didn't see failure as a dead end, but as a stepping stone toward success. He saw every setback, every obstacle as a challenge to be overcome, a test to be passed. Goggins showed us that the only limitations that exist are the ones we set for ourselves. And if we dare to challenge these self-imposed limits, if we dare to push past them, then nothing, absolutely nothing is impossible. Goggins once said, "If you can see yourself doing something, you can do it. If you can't see yourself doing it, usually you can't achieve it." This mantra became the guiding light for Goggins' life after he left the military. But Goggins was far from done pushing his limits. He plunged headfirst into the world of ultra-endurance sports, a realm where physical strength and mental resilience are tested to their absolute limits. Imagine running 100 miles without stopping, battling exhaustion, pain, and your own mind screaming at you to quit. Now imagine doing that over and over again. That was Goggins' reality. He took part in some of the most grueling endurance races on the planet, often placing among the top finishers, and sometimes even winning. But his thirst for pushing boundaries didn't stop there. Goggins set his sights on the world record for the most pull-ups in 24 hours. The record stood at a staggering 4,020. It was a challenge that many thought was impossible, but Goggins was no stranger to the impossible. The journey was tough. His first 2 attempts ended in failure, but Goggins was not deterred. He understood that pain was just a test of will, a barrier to be overcome. On his third attempt, he shattered the record, completing over 4,000 pull-ups in 17 hours. How did he do it? Goggins had a unique approach to pain and discomfort. He didn't run from it, he ran towards it. He embraced it, used it as a tool to strengthen his mind and push his body beyond what was thought possible. He believed that the human body was capable of so much more than we give it credit for, that it was the mind that needed convincing, not the body. And he proved it, time and time again, transforming his own body into a living testament to the power of will and determination. Goggins proved that the human body can endure far more than we think. It's the mind we have to convince. As Goggins puts it, suffering is a test. That's all it is. Suffering is the true test of life. This statement, powerful as it is, encapsulates the essence of Goggins' philosophy. In his worldview, pain and suffering aren't just inevitable parts of life. They're the crucibles in which we forge our true selves. They're the fires that burn away our weaknesses and reveal our strengths. They're the trials that, if we endure, reward us with personal growth and self-discovery. Goggins believes that suffering is a teacher, a stern and unforgiving one, yes, but a teacher nonetheless. It's through suffering, through pushing beyond our perceived limits, that we learn about ourselves. We learn what we're made of, what we can endure, and how much more capable we are than we ever thought possible. This is why Goggins embraces suffering, not as a punishment, but as an opportunity for growth. But embracing suffering is just one part of Goggins' philosophy. Equally important is his belief in the power of self-discipline and mental toughness. For Goggins, these aren't just abstract concepts, they're the bedrock on which he built his extraordinary life. He believes that with enough self-discipline and mental toughness, we can overcome any obstacle, no matter how daunting. Self-discipline, for Goggins, is about making the hard choice, the uncomfortable choice, because it's the right choice. It's about doing what needs to be done even when you don't want to, even when it's the last thing you feel like doing. Mental toughness, on the other hand, is about persisting in the face of adversity. It's about staying the course when the going gets tough. It's about not giving up, even when every fiber of your being is screaming at you to quit. And underlying all of this is Goggins' belief in constant self-improvement. He doesn't measure his worth by comparing himself to others, but by comparing himself to who he was yesterday. He doesn't strive to be the best, he strives to be better. Goggins' philosophy is not about being the best, but about being better than you were yesterday. Goggins' enduring message is that we all need small sparks, small accomplishments in our lives to fuel the big ones. This principle, so central to his philosophy, has left an indelible mark on the minds and hearts of millions across the globe. David Goggins' life is a testament to the human spirit's relentless pursuit of excellence. His journey, marked by unthinkable hardship, brutal training regimens, and a never-say-die attitude, has become a beacon for those seeking to transcend their own perceived limitations. His story, raw and unfiltered, resonates with a universal truth, that we are all capable of far more than we think. In a world often consumed by instant gratification and superficial success, Goggins' philosophy offers a refreshing perspective. It champions the idea of embracing pain, of engaging with our discomfort, to forge a path to our true potential. His narrative doesn't merely inspire, it implores us to question our self-imposed boundaries, to challenge our comfort zones, and to relentlessly strive for excellence. The legacy of David Goggins extends far beyond his personal achievements. He has sparked a global movement, a collective awakening to the power of endurance, resilience, and unwavering determination. His life serves as a blueprint for those who dare to dream, for those who refuse to be defined by their circumstances, for those who, like Goggins, believe in the power of the human spirit to overcome adversity. His words, his actions, his life all serve as a constant reminder that greatness isn't merely a destination, but a journey that demands courage, tenacity, and an unyielding belief in one's potential. David Goggins' legacy is not just about breaking records or conquering physical challenges, it's about inspiring each one of us to push past our perceived limitations, to dig deeper, to find our true potential, and to never, ever give up. David Goggins reminds us that no matter where we start in life, through relentless effort and unwavering determination, we can achieve greatness.